Hello, welcome to EduSpark Global. Today we are going to solve problems on quadratic equation. The first we need to know is what is a quadratic equation. A quadratic equation is a polynomial equation where the highest power is 2 with an unknown variable. For example, we will have 2x squared minus 5x minus 3 equals 0. This is a quadratic equation because the highest power is 2. There are different methods of solving a quadratic equation problem, such as factorization, completing the square, quadratic formula method, and graphical method. But for this specific example, we are going to use factorization method. So let's solve this. So we have solution. So in factorization method, the first is to multiply the coefficient of x squared, which is in this case 2, with the constant, which in this case is negative 3. So we're going to have 2 multiplied by negative 3, and this will give us negative 6. So the next thing for us to look for two factors of 6 such that when you multiply them, you will have negative 6, and when you add them together, you are going to have the middle term, which is negative 5. Okay, so the first thing, let's look for the factors of 6. So the factors of 6 are 1, 2, 3, and 6. So these are the factors of 6, because if you multiply 1 and 6, you're going to have 6. 2 and 3, we're also going to have 6. So let's test if we are going to have it. So let's look for the two factors such that when we multiply, we're going to have negative 6. And in addition, we're going to have the middle term, which is negative 5. So let's start with negative 6 multiplied by positive 1. This will give us negative 6. So we've gotten this first. So let's look at the addition. So let's say negative 6 plus 1. This will give us negative 5. So meaning negative 6 and positive 1 met the criteria. Okay, so the next thing for us to do is for us to replace the middle term with these two factors. I'm going to replace this middle term with these two factors, and the factors are negative 6 and positive 1. Okay, but because the equation is having an unknown, which is x, so we are going to attach x to the negative 6 and the positive 1. So our negative 6 becomes negative 6x, and our positive 1 becomes 1x or x. Okay, so let's replace the middle term, which is negative 5x, with these two factors. So I'm going to have 2x squared minus 6x plus x. Then we also put this minus 3 equals 0. Okay, so the next thing is for us to group them together. So we're going to have 2x squared minus 6x plus x minus 3 equals 0. So let's group them in twos. So the next is for us to look for what is common between both. So in this, we know that 2x is common, so we bring it out. So what is left here is x minus 3. So these two, what is common between them is positive 1. So we bring it out. So we're going to have x minus 3 equals 0. Now, if you look at it very well, both brackets are the same. This is x minus 3 and this is x minus 3. So we're going to have 2x plus 1, which is this one, group, put in bracket, and we pick one of these, which is x minus 3 equals 0. So we have 2x plus 1 equals 0, or x minus 3 equals 0. So we have 2x, then plus 1 we cross equality sign to give us minus 1, or x minus 3 we cross equality sign to give us 3. So we've already gotten this. So we divide both sides of this with the coefficient of x, which is 2. So divide here by 2, divide here by 2. So we're going to have x equals minus 1 over 2, or s equals 3. Okay, so the correct answer is option A. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos.